Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the next episode of our Violet Wonderlocke. I hope you guys are doing well today. In the previous episode, we had an amazing time. We got our 4th gym badge, we found a full odds shiny Meryl, and wonder traded our way into a Politoed. Now, a couple things I want to mention very quickly as we jump into this episode. I did a very slight amount of training because we're planning to take on the Team Starbase right here, the Fire Team Starbase, right off the bat in today's episode. Now, to do that, I wanted to get our Politoed, our newly acquired Politoed, which has now been added to the team, in place of our Growlithe, by the way. I wanted to get this thing leveled up a little bit. So 30, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check that. I just want to be safe. Maybe it isn't 30. Maybe it's a little lower. Yes, 27 is kind of the high level here for this Team Starbase. And with that, I thought it best to maybe throw a few levels on our Politoed, so we've got a little bit more wiggle room as we go into this one. I honestly think, whoops, that's not what I meant. I honestly think this is going to be an interesting time going into this one because for the first time in a while, we actually have kind of a well-structured team. It's not perfect, but it's definitely not so bad. And so we are going to be heading right in to this Team Starbase in today's episode. I am a little nervous about this, but again, I think we'll be okay. Let's just double check first and foremost. Yeah, so we are right there. All right, cool. So we're gonna head for it and hopefully we can get through it, marking, I hope, our 2nd victory on Starfall Street. Now, that is definitely the area of maybe least, oh goodness, that just popped out of nowhere, of least progression in terms of what we currently have going for us. But I think we'll be in good shape, honestly. This should be a pretty easy, I hope, pretty easy. Now with Politoed, I think it'll be okay. I did consider adding both of our new water types, including Meryl, to the squad, but I actually really just wanted to see if we could get one of them on there because I like our team structure for the most part. So we'll see what we can do here. As always, guys, we do have Mousehold, who we can use to encore any Pokemon into a specific move, which I think is actually really good for us. We've had that work out multiple times in the past. And so I think that will probably be a consistent feature of this run. I think Mousehold has been incredible for us as we've gone through. And truthfully, I also think it's really good at taking out the Reverum, which we will be facing, assuming we make it that far. So we'll see how things go. I feel pretty good about it. I think we'll be fine. And guys, I just have to say, this run has been very different than most of what we do on this channel, but I will say it's a nice change of pace in the sense that I feel much more relaxed playing this game. I don't feel like we're stressed about hardcore level caps. We can heal in battle if we need to. Obviously, we have some basic rules, and of course, if something faints, it is still considered dead, but it's more of a loose Nuzlocke, or maybe an original school Nuzlocke, if that makes sense, and I kind of like that. It feels a little less stressful. And as such, it's been really easy to just sit down, record a bunch of episodes, and get very far ahead. As I've mentioned, I've been working tirelessly to try and push myself in getting a lot of stuff done towards the end of the year here. And I think it's working out great because it should alleviate a lot of stress on my end as I move towards that end of the year. So obviously, guys, I just want to, as we do get towards the end of 2024, I want to be able to spend some time with my family, not stress about missing episodes during the holidays, anything like that. And that is absolutely holding true as we get further to it. So that is still the goal as I move towards finishing out 2024, which is insane to think, right? We're nearing the end of 2024, heading into 2025. Can't wait to see what 2025 holds for us. I do have a lot of goals in mind for 2025. I will say that. Now, I've spoken to this a little bit already. Some of those goals, I think we're going to cross maybe even before the new year. Specifically, I think we're going to hit 1,000 videos very shortly, if not already, to be honest. I think on top of that, we might even be able to hit 1 million views on the channel, which is a huge, huge mile marker. Now, we might also be monetizing the channel. Hopefully by the time this video goes out, we're much closer to that opportunity. And then really, guys, I want to build content out. And that's really part of why I wanted to jump ahead, get as much recording done now as possible, because I want to free myself up in the coming months to be able to say, okay, I've got time to record those collaborations or work on new content that I haven't tried before or whatever. I want the flex time. And the only way I'm going to get that is by getting as far ahead as I can now. And so that's just where we're at. And I think it's kind of working out great. So we'll see. You guys seem to be enjoying the Nuzlocks we've got going on right now, which is amazing. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has been watching. All the new folks who've come in, a huge welcome, guys. It means the world to me that you decided to stop by, hopefully enjoy the content, and maybe even subscribe. It would mean the world to me if you're not, for you to do so. It would really mean a lot to have any new subscribers willing to jump in and hang out in this awesome community. We really do have a great community here, guys. I will say everybody is so positive, so helpful. And even when people are, I'll say critical for lack of a better term, but even when people are semi-critical of the content, I feel it's in the best interest of the channel. I feel like it's just meant to help out, provide feedback, and even just like help us out in general, get us in the right direction. Sometimes we need that. And, you know, I miss plenty going through this. And so there's always a possibility that I miss something or that, you know, something isn't accounted for in the videos. And so for you guys to be able to jump in and say like, hey, you missed this, jump back here and grab it, or you missed an encounter here, whatever it might be, you know, I appreciate those comments very, very much. It means the world to me that you guys care enough to comment. And it's helpful for future reference. If nothing else, it gives me an opportunity to look back and say, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I can go back and, you know, grab it or do whatever I need to do to make it happen. So all that to say, guys, you're the best. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I hope that as the channel continues to grow, all of the longtime subscribers can stay in and hopefully have a great time. I hope anybody new is able to sit down and enjoy the series or the content as well as a whole. And, you know, we're a community. We're going to build that community over time. Sometimes it'll be great. Sometimes it might be slow. That's fine. I don't care. This is just fun. And as I say fun, we're about to jump into a Team Star battle. Now, as you guys know, I mentioned this on the first Team Star battle. These were kind of the bane of my existence in my original playthrough of Scarlet. I don't know why I had such a hard time, but I definitely did. And so I'm excited to jump into this one, hopefully have an easier time of it. I think we did really well in the first one, so let's see what we can do here as well. I do think the plan is to take the Torkoal out right away if we can, with Politoed's Bubble Beam here. It does have Drought, so there is a world where I set up a Rain Dance, really just to get rid of the sun. And power up those water moves. I mean, that's definitely an option for us. Drought is going to get basically triggered right away here. But I think honestly after that, like, I'm not that worried about it. There's the Drought, that's fine. You know, honestly, I'm gonna Rain Dance up. I don't know that we need to do this, but I think it's the safest bet. This thing has very little for us between Clear Smog and Flame Wheel, so I'm not that worried about it. Flame Wheel is now gonna get neutered, as well as the two fire moves on Reveroom. I just feel like we're in good shape at this point with that Rain Dance. I think that makes a big difference. Worth noting as well, by the way, our Politoed does have Water Absorb, which makes it a phenomenal swap in for any water type trainer, just to be able to eat up those water hits if we can get a good switch, that kind of thing. So we'll see, but so we don't get to swap, which is totally fine. I think we'll be okay regardless. I'm now very glad I set up the Rain Dance. All right. I mean, Mudshot and Bubble Beam are both super effective here. I'm just gonna go Bubble Beam. We're just gonna go for it. It's only level 26. I think I over leveled maybe a hair here, but it does keep us very safe. And I think that's the important piece here. The speed fall might be helpful because it's got speed boost. So fair enough. We'll just Bubble Beam again. I don't think this thing really has much for us. It can spin out, it can Swift, but that's about it. I didn't even realize this thing had Swift, funny enough. But I mean, really guys, at this point, yeah, it's got Screech, that's fine. Not a problem. It's gonna go down, no issues here. And Politoed just showing how beefy it can be excellent to be able to have that one under the belt here, guys. That was awesome. That was really, really good. And that is Team Starbase number 2 defeated. That's incredible. Guys, we did it. Haha. I love it. I absolutely love it. So the next thing is another Team Starbase, I think. We'll see. It might be encounter time, honestly. We've got a handful of encounters we can get, I know. Man, what a hassle. Pulled it off just in time. Welcome back, Meli, whatever. However you say her name. What worries me is actually the next Team Starbase. It's poison type, and I don't really have a lot for a poison type, so we're gonna see what we can do here for that. I think most important is going to be grabbing, they have 2 Reva rooms. Oh, interesting. I think most importantly, we are going to need to see what other encounters we can get. I feel pretty good about our team, like in general, I feel pretty solid, but we could always be a little stronger here. And so finding those encounters, again, keeping in mind too, our level cap for Wonder Trades is 46 now. So we've got quite a few more options as far as what we can grab. So I'm pretty excited to see what we can get. We'll make it happen. All right. What does this unlock for us? Clavel. What a nerd. The Johnny Bravo hair is killing me. All right, so I see where we're at on the map. This is gonna unlock actually a great number of options for us. So I'm pretty excited about it. There's the thicket, which I guess technically we could have already gone to. And maybe that will be our next little area here. The thicket's kind of nice. There's some interesting Pokemon there. Obviously we don't get to keep them, but like still cool to see what Pokemon Paldea has to offer. I think that's kind of the fun part about most of this anyway. There we go, guys. Starfall Street, another one down. Feels great. Awesome. Loading screen. Takes a minute. All right. There we go. Opened up a new pathway for us as well. That's great. So I think this builds our TM base and we get some LP. So we now should have a little extra currency to work with. There's some LP for us. I love it. Nothing too crazy. And we have more TMs. Great. We'll actually maybe take a look at TMs at some point along the way. I don't really think we need to right this second, but you know. Very good. No, he's so sweet. Rhydon's adorable. I love it. I love the legend, like whatever the story that they put together here, I thought was really fun. I will say that. I think it's a more compelling story and world than we've maybe had in previous Pokemon games. I still think maybe Black and White is like the best story, maybe. But in general, you know, this one's pretty good. I'm curious, actually, that's a really good question. What Pokemon game or series do you feel has the best story arc? I do think Black and White's up there, right? Black and White and Black and White 2, where you kind of revisit, both of which are really, really good. I'm trying to think what else like really tops my list. I feel like those are 2 of the best for sure. All right, so there we are. Okay. Always hate that it like resets the thing. All right, so we can't quite get there yet. That's fine. Is that where we are? I'm actually gonna fly over here. And we're gonna try and shoot for getting to the Tag Tree Thicket in this one. I think that's actually gonna be kind of our next spot for hopefully a good encounter. There are a handful of encounters, as I said, that we can get now. I am keeping track of all of these because truthfully, I kind of have to, otherwise I'm gonna forget. But I think this would be a really good one to grab here. So let's set that as our destination. Let's make our way there. Very good. We have already gotten this encounter, so nothing new here. That's totally fine. I did, as I said, I trained up just slightly in between episodes. Really what that meant was I took on a few of the Terra Raid dens, which was super helpful. We got a handful of little candies, things like that we were able to utilize in building up the team. I don't necessarily anticipate those being a huge part of the episodes. I try not to make them a huge part of the episodes because they're a little like, they're not the most fun thing in the world. Have we fought you? We have, right? All right, that's fine. But you know, it's a nice way of building up some candies, honestly, and just building up some like cell fodder. Being able to scoop up a handful of items that we can just throw at the cell mart and you know, gain a little extra money is always good, especially in this game where like we kind of want to buy. There's some items that we could buy later on that are definitely helpful. Like there's a lot that you can do in this game in terms of optimizing your team. And while I don't think now is really the time that we need to worry about that, I do think it's something we can consider as we move forward. There's a heat rock, very cool. And a thunderstone, throwing it in my face once again. Let's battle. Let's have a battle or two as we go. We don't necessarily need to fight everybody, of course, but having one or two if we see them, I think is probably a good idea. It's going to be a little extra experience for the team, which is always helpful. I love our Politoed. I wish it didn't have this stupid name, but I love our Politoed. I'm not that worried about this thing, I don't think. Obviously, we have better Mons who could, you know, deal a lot more damage to this thing and probably just one-shot it, but not too worried about it. Guys, I will say I'm really excited. My dad's birthday is coming up, and we are celebrating actually this evening. My family's coming over. We're gonna have a great time, I think. Hyper voice. Are we specially offensive or physically offensive? Definitely not specially offensive. I'm gonna keep what we've got. We can always relearn if we want. But yeah, so I'm really excited. We're going to be celebrating a little bit this evening. We always do a date night with my family or with my parents. And all that means is they come over and we play cards. We have a very silly card game that we play. It's called Pinochle. If you know, you know. If you don't stress. It's not the most fun thing. Well, it's very fun. It's very challenging. It's a very strange game. But we have a blast playing that every Thursday. We actually have a wedding coming up though this weekend, and so we're not able to play this Thursday. And instead, they decided we would come over, or they would come over Wednesday, which is great. But it also happens to be my dad's birthday, and so we're gonna be celebrating together. Hopefully, having an absolute blast. I think we'll have a lot of fun. I know my mom, who doesn't cook very often. My dad is kind of the big cook, quote unquote, of the family. And I think that's held true. My brother and I are both kind of in that vein, funny enough, but, what is that? Oh, Orthworm. But regardless, we plan to, or my mom is making a chocolate chip cheesecake, which is a bit of a specialty of hers. She loves making it for my dad every birthday. And so I think it's going to be a really good time, and it's always super tasty. I will say one time, it was a little funny. I'm not gonna lie. One time, we must have had some family in town, and you make it with some vinegar, I guess. I don't know. I really hate vinegar. It's like really gross to me, but you can't taste it. It's cheesecake, so I guess it's somewhere in there. But there was so much vinegar in it. She like overdid it by a lot, and it was a total accident. Like obviously she didn't mean to, but it was just a complete accident. Maybe misread the recipe or something. Might have even been the first time that she made that cake, but that was a long time ago, and it was so bad. It tasted so bad that it's become a bit of a joke. You know, we're like, all right, watch the vinegar. You know, all that kind of stuff. But it's a little funny. It's a little like gross because it was bad, but you know, other than that, it's an accident and it's fine. She hasn't done it since. It was just really funny at the time, but it tasted like garbage. Truly like garbage. It was so bad, but it's fine. Obviously, again, hasn't done that in a long time, but a gumshoes. Honestly, yeah, we kind of want to get some of our other Pokemon, like I want to get some of our Pokemon evolved. We've got a potential Rillaboom on our team. We've got a potential Charizard on our team. Like we've got some good mons, but we do need to level these guys up. And to do so, I think we definitely need to utilize them a bit more. I haven't really used our Charmeleon all that much, hence the low levels on it. Honestly, Trevenant is our lowest level mon, I think, which is kind of funny because we got it at like the very beginning of the game. So realistically, it was probably one of our most powerful Pokemon. It's also a Hackmon, so it probably is like perfect IVs across the board, all that stuff. But I did not want to go crazy with it, and so I haven't really used it. And arguably, I should be. Having a ghost type on the team is really clutch because it does give us the opportunity against normal types. In particular, Larry is coming up. I think that might even be our next gym badge. That actually is going to be huge for us because we kind of want to have at least one normal type, ghost type against his normal types, just to be able to like immunize ourselves, which is not the right way to put that, but we're basically gonna avoid a lot of damage that way, I think. We'll see, of course, but feel pretty good about it. All right. Tag Tree Thicket, here we come. I do appreciate that we're getting a lot of good battles in. That's super helpful for us. And let's go around this way. So, this I think is another Team Starbase, actually. Maybe what we do first. I don't think I realized that that was a Team Starbase. Am I correct? I totally am. Wow. Okay. What level are we? 32, I think I said. I don't particularly want to do that yet, I'll be honest. That's a little nerve-wracking. I do want to get this Pokemon Center in our fly repertoire here. And so we are going to go over this way, but a little nervous about that base. Again, we don't have a good answer for poison types. Now, you know, poison types aren't necessarily great against us either, but that's a little nerve-wracking, I'll be honest. I want to make sure we are safely taking on these. Again, this is more of a relaxed Nuzlocke, guys. I've mentioned this a couple of times, of course, but not being a hardcore Nuzlocke, we've got a little more leeway in how we're kind of handling some of this. And so it's making it a little bit easier in some fashion. We don't have to stress too much about certain things, but it's definitely worth considering that I don't just want to, you know, throw ourselves to the wind and potentially lose a bunch of mons. Is there anybody here? Oh, okay. Wow, the tech glitches, man, they are real. Okay, so this is technically an encounter, Glissado Mountain South, which we have not gotten an encounter in. So maybe we grab a quick encounter here. I have no clue what level cap wise, or not level cap wise, but level wise what we're looking at. But if we go here, this should be Glissado. I think it's, yeah, this is going to be a new encounter for us. Excellent. Yeah, let's take it. Experience Candy Medium is actually very good. There's some power Pokemon here for sure. I need to be kind of careful. Let's see if we can find maybe a less scary Pokemon. I say less scary, I just mean like not quite as heavy hitting. There's a Sneasel. I do love Sneasel. But Sneasel does hit pretty hard, so I gotta be careful there. There's a Flittle. I'll take a Flittle. Hey, go up. I hate the like glitchiness of this game sometimes. All right. So again, as you guys know, we super fanged the mess out of these. It is level 36. That's a little scary, but again, this is why we went for a lower level mon. Being that it is only level 36, I'm not that concerned, but we are gonna have to be a little safe. We definitely don't want to go too crazy here. It's gonna agility again. This thing is wicked fast now. All right. We did just scoop up an Ultra Ball, so this is probably Ultra Ball territory for sure. I am just gonna go ahead and Super Fang Wars. It's just gonna keep using agility. This is actually perfect though. It will be in the red as we go for our Ultra Ball, which should make this a relatively easy catch. Oh, it avoided. Oh, no. I don't like that. Here's a pluck. Thankfully that does very little to us. And we do land the Super Fang this time. That is excellent. Fantastic, guys. Let's throw an Ultra Ball here. We have 2 actually, that's great. And again, when we Wonder Trade, level 46 and below is what we're looking for. We automatically get that crit catch. That's phenomenal. Makes it very easy. And we do get a level on our Politoed, which is good. Oh, did not. I always say that, and I don't mean to. Awesome. All right, very cool. So, let's trade this little guy. Let's see what we can get. Our team, or our box, is looking a little better now that we've got some diversity on the team. It's still not great, but we're doing okay. Let's see what we can get, guys. Oh, this is so exciting every single time. Let's see where we're at to 26 minutes. That's perfect. Oh, it's already completed. Well, that took no time at all. So this might be the last thing we do. We'll see. Regardless, I'm excited. Give me something good. Give me a Gabite or a Gibble. What is this? A Pilliswine. That's really good actually. Ice Ground, and I think we can get a Mamoswine if we'd like. We'll see the level, of course. That's going to determine what we can do with it. So let's jump back in just to see. And it is level 33. That means we get to keep this. That's pretty excellent. Yeah, that's really good. I don't know if I throw that on the team yet or not. Let's look at our team very quickly. The only double up we have is between Thwacky and Trevenant. I don't really want to get rid of Thwacky. Thwacky's been great for us since the beginning. Mousehold's great, Politoed's great, Corviknight's really cool. Corviknight might be one that I could get rid of, or Corvisquire, excuse me. But I kind of like having the steel type as well, so maybe we don't. It's not steel yet, but it certainly will be. And maybe actually that is a solution for our upcoming problem here. Wait, let's see very quickly. Posado Mountain. So this is actually the passage. So let me throw this on here. We did get a Pilliswine, phenomenal. And I will go ahead and mark that as captured. That's a pretty good one for us, actually. I'm very happy with that. What do we want to do? Honestly, I kind of just want to train up a little bit, guys. We kind of need to, huh? The Ursaring, that's terrifying. Let's throw our little Charmeleon out here and see if we can gain a level or 2. Charmeleon is great because it's just always going to be good against the Revarooms, right? It's not perfect, obviously, but it's a strong Pokemon, and once we get it into Charizard, it's going to be really good. I don't know what this is. What are you? Oh, no. Okay, thank goodness. I thought we had lost Charmeleon for like 2 seconds there. Can we kill you? That'd be great. Yes, we can. Mousehold level 34. I do like that. I'm a little nervous to fight this trainer because level-wise, I think we are kind of pushing it slightly. But I do think we can just kind of train up a little bit. And truthfully, this should be maybe more of an in-between episode thing. I don't necessarily want to do all of this on screen. Oh, there were Lycanroc. I love Lycanroc so much. It's such a good Pokemon. I think, guys, for now, what we are going to do is head... Whoa. All right, we froze up. All right, we are going to jump back in. I'm curious to see if we lost anything. Let's hope not. I don't think so, because we just saved the game. I think this will be as good a place as any to call it a day. Unfortunately, we did freeze up here. We will, of course, be continuing our adventure in the next episode, but that was a really good episode for Starfall Street, getting a little bit more progress there. Picking up a Pilliswine is very solid as well, so I'm actually really stoked to see that. I'm curious, let's see where we landed in this, or where we're at here. I don't love that it crashed. I really hope we can not crash while we play the game or continue playing the game in the future. But we will see. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of this series and really just the channel as a whole. It means the world to me. Oh, let's see. Level 30. Let's see if Pilliswine's in here. Or, yeah. Okay, cool. So we're all good there. Fantastic. I am going to just pretend like we didn't save and save right now to be safe. And we will continue, guys, in the next episode. Again, thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you guys then.